The race session is at Circuit of Silverstone in Silverstone, Great Britain. ReneRmotorsport from Netherlands is P1. Hein van Niekerk from South Africa is second. Quinten Kasselman from South Africa is third. Neil Hancock is P4. Ian Weeks from United Kingdom is fifth. Rene Robertson is P6 with 80 kilos. John Astrop from New Zealand is P7 with 20 kilos. David Kelsall is 8th with 40 kilos. David Forsyth from Ireland is P9 with 10 kilos. Brian Patterson is 10th with 100 kilos. Mark Scott from Norway is P11. Richard Ogden is P12. ReneRmotorsport is first. "30 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. John Astrop is P3. John Astrop lost P5 to Rene Robertson. David Forsyth in Abbey is P9. David Forsyth lost 9th to Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks in the loop is 12th. Rene Robertson in Wellington Straight is 4th. Rene Robertson passed Neil Hancock for P3. Neil Hancock in Luffield Corner is 4th. John Astrop in Woodcote Corner is P6. Quinten Kasselman in Copse Corner is P7. Mark Scott in Magotts Corner is 8th. Ian Weeks in Chapel Corner on lap 1 is 11th, 0.4 behind David Forsyth. David Forsyth in Hanger Straight on lap 1 is 11th, battling Ian Weeks. Rene Robertson in Club Corner is 4th, 0.5 behind Neil Hancock. John Astrop in Club Corner is P6, 0.3 ahead of Quinten Kasselman. Quinton Castleman in farm curve on lap 2 is 7th, 0.4 behind John Astrop. Mark Scott is P9, 0.4 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks in Aintree corner is P10, 0.4 behind Mark Scott. Richard Ogden in Brooklands corner on lap 2 is 12th, 0.5 behind David Forsyth. Neil Hancock in Woodcote corner is 4th, 0.2 behind Rene Robertson. John Astrop in Copse corner is 6th, 0.3 behind David Kelsall. Mark Scott in Magot's corner is 9th, 0.3 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks in Chapel corner is P10, 0.3 behind Mark Scott. 25 minutes remaining in the session. Richard Ogden in Hanger Straight is P12, 0.3 behind David Forsyth. Neil Hancock in Club corner is 4th, 0.4 behind Rene Robertson. David Kelsall in Club corner is P6, 0.3 ahead of Quinton Castleman. Ian Weeks in Abbey is P9, 0.4 behind Brian Patterson. Richard Ogden in Village corner is P12. Best lap is a 2:47.732. 5.243 off the fastest lap. Richard Ogden passed David Forsyth for P11. David Forsyth in Aintree corner is 12th. Best lap is a 2:48.025. 5.536 off the fastest lap. David Kelsall in Brooklands corner is P6, 0.4 behind John Astrop. David Kelsall passed John Astrop for P5. John Astrop in Woodcote corner is 7th, 0.5 behind Quinton Castleman. John Astrop was 2.0 faster last lap. Mark Scott in Copse corner is 10th, 0.3 behind Ian Weeks. Mark Scott passed Ian Weeks for 9th. Ian Weeks in Magot's corner is 10th, 0.4 behind Mark Scott. Neil Hancock in Hanger Straight is P4, 0.2 behind Rene Robertson. John Astrop is P8, 0.3 ahead of Mark Scott. John Astrop was 2.5 faster last lap. Mark Scott in Vale on lap 3 is P9, 0.4 behind John Astrop. John Astrop was 2.5 faster last lap. Ian Weeks in Club Corner is 10th, 0.4 behind Mark Scott. Mark Scott in Abbey on lap 4 is P10, 0.3 behind Ian Weeks. John Astrop is 8th. Best lap is a 2:45.304. 2.815 off the fastest lap. Brian Patterson in Wellington Straight is 8th battling John Astrop. Richard Ogden in Luffield Corner is 11th, 0.5 behind Ian Weeks. Quinton Castleman in Copse Corner is P6, 0.5 behind David Kelsall. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Quinton Castleman passed David Kelsall for P5. David Kelsall in Beckett's Corner is 6th with 40 kilos, 0.5 behind Quinton Castleman. Ian Weeks from United Kingdom in Hanger Straight is P10, 0.8 behind Mark Scott. Mark Scott was 0.9 faster last lap. David Kelsall in Club Corner is P6 with 40 kilos, 0.9 behind Quinton Castleman. Ian Weeks in Abbey is P10, 0.9 behind Mark Scott. Mark Scott was 1.1 faster last lap. David Kelsall in Aintree Corner is P6, 0.7 behind Quinton Castleman. Rene Robertson in Luffield Corner is P4, 0.7 behind Neil Hancock. Neil Hancock was 0.8 faster last lap. Mark Scott in Copse Corner is 9th. Best lap is a 2:46.571. 4.082 off the fastest lap. Rene Robertson in Chapel Corner is 4th. Best lap is a 2:45.198. 2.709 off the fastest lap. Mark Scott from Norway in Stowe Corner is 9th, 0.7 behind Brian Patterson. Rene Robertson in International Pit Straight is 4th, 1.1 behind Neil Hancock. Mark Scott on lap 6 is P9, 0.5 behind Brian Patterson. Rene Robertson in Brooklands Corner is P4, 0.7 behind Neil Hancock. "15 minutes remaining in the session. Mark Scott is 9th, 0.6 behind Brian Patterson. Mark Scott was 0.9 faster last lap. Rene Robertson in Magot's Corner is P4, 0.9 behind Neil Hancock. Mark Scott in Chapel Corner is 9th, 0.6 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks in Stowe Corner is 11th, 0.6 behind Richard Ogden. Neil Hancock in Farm Curve is 2nd. Ian Weeks is P6. Hein van Niekerk exiting pits. Hein van Niekerk in Farm Curve on lap 7 is 5th, 4.7 behind Richard Ogden. Rene Robertson exiting pits. Quinton Castleman exiting pits. David Kelsall exiting pits. David Forsyth is P12. Brian Patterson exiting pits. Mark Scott exiting pits. David Forsyth exiting pits. Ian Weeks exiting pits. David Forsyth passed Ian Weeks for 11th. Mark Scott from Norway in the loop is P10, 0.8 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks in Wellington Straight is P12, 0.7 behind David Forsyth. David Forsyth was 6.2 faster last lap. Mark Scott in Woodcote Corner is P10. Best lap is a 2:45.126. 2.637 off the fastest lap. Ian Weeks from United Kingdom in Copse Corner is P12, 0.7 behind David Forsyth. Mark Scott in Beckett's Corner is P10, 0.5 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks in Hanger Straight is 12th, 0.7 behind David Forsyth. "10 minutes remaining in the session. Mark Scott is P10. Neil Hancock exiting pits. Mark Scott is now P8. Neil Hancock in Village Corner is 4th, 0.1 behind Rene Robertson. Richard Ogden exiting pits. Ian Weeks in Farm Curve is 11th, 0.2 behind David Forsyth. Neil Hancock in Brooklands Corner is P4, 0.5 behind Rene Robertson. Ian Weeks in Wellington Straight is P11, 0.2 behind David Forsyth. Mark Scott in Woodcote Corner is P8, 0.5 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks in Woodcote Corner is P11, 0.3 behind David Forsyth. Mark Scott in Beckett's Corner is 8th, 0.5 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks in Beckett's Corner is P11, 0.3 behind David Forsyth. David Forsyth was 0.5 faster last lap. Mark Scott in Stowe Corner is 8th, 0.3 behind Brian Patterson. Mark Scott was 24.7 faster last lap. Martijn Mol exiting pits. David Forsyth in Stowe Corner on lap 8 is P11, 0.3 behind Ian Weeks. Neil Hancock in Abbey is 4th, 0.2 behind Rene Robertson. Mark Scott is 8th, 0.9 behind Brian Patterson. Neil Hancock in Brooklands corner is 4th, 0.3 behind Rene Robertson. Rene Robertson in Woodcote corner is P4 battling Neil Hancock. Neil Hancock in Copse corner is P4 battling Rene Robertson. Neil Hancock passed Rene Robertson for 3rd. Mark Scott from Norway is P8, 0.1 behind Brian Patterson. Neil Hancock is P4, 0.3 behind Rene Robertson. Rene Robertson in Stowe corner is P4, 0.1 behind Neil Hancock. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Mark Scott in Stowe corner on lap 9 is P8, 0.2 behind Brian Patterson. Rene Robertson in Club corner is 8th battling Mark Scott. Neil Hancock entering the pits is 11th. Rene Robertson entering the pits is P10. David Kelsall is P4. Mark Scott in the loop is P6, 1.2 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks in Wellington Straight is 8th, 1.6 behind Richard Ogden. Mark Scott from Norway in National Pit Straight is P6, 0.6 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks in Copse corner is 8th, 2.0 behind Richard Ogden. Mark Scott is P6, 0.4 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks is P8, 1.8 behind Richard Ogden. Mark Scott in International Pit Straight is 6th, 0.8 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks in Farm Curve is 8th, 2.4 behind Richard Ogden. Mark Scott in Brooklands Corner is 6th, 0.7 behind Brian Patterson. Rene Robertson exiting pits. David Forsyth in Luffield Corner is P9, 2.5 behind Ian Weeks. Mark Scott is P6, 0.2 behind Brian Patterson. David Forsyth in Maggots Corner on lap 11 is P9, 2.4 behind Ian Weeks. David Forsyth was 1.1 faster last lap. Mark Scott in Stowe Corner is P6, 0.5 behind Brian Patterson. Rene Robertson is P10. Ian Weeks in Vale is 8th, 2.9 behind Richard Ogden. Mark Scott in Village Corner is P6, 0.6 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks from United Kingdom is P8, 2.7 behind Richard Ogden. Mark Scott in Luffield Corner is P6, 0.4 behind Brian Patterson. Ian Weeks in Woodcote Corner is 8th, 3.0 behind Richard Ogden. The leader has just finished the race. Martijn Mol finished P1. Hein van Niekerk finished P2. Quinton Castleman finished third. David Kelsall finished fourth. Brian Patterson finished fifth. Mark Scott finished sixth. Richard Ogden finished P7. Ian Weeks finished 8th. David Forsyth finished P9.